Hello everyone, my name is Ben. Welcome to my Python beginning tutorial video. Alright, okay, from henceforth I will be making videos on Python programming language. I talk about Python a lot in my life, so I decided to be making videos on that as well also doing the C programming language. So what is the aim of this Python is that we are going to be building both normal site and a dark website using the Python programming language. Of course, we are going to be using the latest Python. There are going to be tons of installation and configuration here, so make sure you stick with me as we proceed. So the video is going to be series upon series, part upon part. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe. Alright, most of these videos are going to be my YouTube channel, so make sure you click on my bio link. Okay, go to my bio and you will see a link on my YouTube. You click that link and it will redirect you straight to my YouTube channel, where you can check the playlist on Python and you will watch this particular video. So this is going to be the first video on Python I'll be doing. Alright, so even as we proceed in the course, we're going to be playing with something like DocDNS to get a DNS server, especially if you are building a normal web application. Alright, but if you are using dark web, we're going to be routing through the onion. We're going to be using things like IP tables for checking incoming routing and outgoing routing, denying access and allowing access. Alright, so these things are going to be fun. As I see, we're also going to be using Apache or Ngnix. Any of these web servers are fine. Okay, we are going to go into the boot and not of learning Python3, and I will explain a lot, dive into the Django, which is a very big framework of Python. We're going to be using the Django to get started for our Apache. We're going to be setting our stuffs about the Django. So without further wasting of time, let's dive straight into this video. So I will open this terminal that I already have here. I'll do mkdir. I'm gonna create a very clean environment here that I will call Python3, because we are using the latest Python -2. Alright, so I press enter. Alright, that's the wrong command. Control A to dive to the beginning, and it's supposed to be mkdir, and I press enter. That works. So now we can now change to this directory called Python3 tutor, and that is it. ls is a very simple empty directory. So what are the necessary tools to start for now? First of all, we need a virtual environment, because it's best that whenever you are building a Python app, make sure you use virtual environment so that you don't get a conflict or a collision between your Python program and other programs running as Python apps or Python programming in your system, because Python is a native language to the Linux operating system. So we are advised to use virtual environments. Okay, so the virtual environment we're going to be using is called Virtualenv. Okay, I love using this a lot. I also use it for C language or any other languages. Alright, so we'll be needing this, and also we'll be needing the Python3 interpreter. Alright, okay, we'll be using the framework called the Django. Okay, the framework called the Django. Alright, so the Django has different versions. I think the latest version is the Django 5 or thereabout. But when you install the Django, you are going to get the latest version by default, except you specifically want to install a older version, a specific version of your choice. So for now, these are the three things we're going to be needing, and as well, not just that, we need the apache2, okay, home Linux based server, or we can use Ngnix, okay, any one of our choice, but I'll be using Apache2 because I love it so much. It's more powerful than Ngnix. Ngnix is just a reverse proxy because it has more abilities, but the Django is just based on web servers. So these are what we're going to be needing. So let's start installing these tools, although I have most of them installed, but for the sake of this video, I'll just teach you guys how to install them. So you have to install super user do apt install. If you are in Linux, in Debian distro, especially if you are using Ubuntu, that is where this command will run. So you do Python3. Okay, that was a wrong spelling. Python3, and this will install the latest Python. You put space, you type Virtualenv, then you put space and you type apache2. Okay, and and that is it. I think for now the Django will be installed into the virtual environment when it's being set up. So when you press enter, it's going to ask, probably ask you for your password or just start the installation. It's not asking me for my password because I've run sudo at least several times today. So it's asking me, do you want to install this? If I press yes, why yes, so the installation starts. So now it's not installing every necessary tools, these 3 packages for us. Okay, I already have it, but what it's actually doing here is that, maybe trying to update it, but I know I have Apache. Yeah, I should have it. So wait for it to install. 72%, 80%, 92. My internet is fast, so that's just pretty it. So it's installing every packages, these 3 packages: Python3, Virtualenv, and the apache2 web server. So it's setting up every necessary packages installed into the appropriate directories. That's what it's doing now, processing it and triggering them for the system to use, reloading the firewall, and setting other stuff for us and rules regarding to apache2. Yeah, your home might not show you all these tools because you don't have Apache already installed, but I have it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I just have to reinstall it. So I clear the screen. So those tools now are installed. For you to know that they are installed, you need to type sudo, okay, apt, then you type policy, then the name of the tool that you install. So let's say Apache first. That is not the right name. Apache2, and once we press enter, we see it installed here. You can see it installed. Isn't that cool? So we clear the screen, Control P to bring it up again. Now we are checking for virtual. Okay, that was a wrong spelling. That's always my mistake in typing. I'm not that fast in typing. Okay, and also you see installed. You see here installed. All right, you can see it installed. So that is installed. And the last one, which is Python3 himself. So we type Python, okay, wrong spelling again, Python3, and I press enter, and see that is installed. So we have these 3 needed applications installed. So next thing we're going to do now is that we're just going to start the Python3 and look for what the philosophy of Python is all about. So I'll just type Python, okay, and specifically put 3, and I press enter. Now I see the Python interpreter have started. So here we just type something like import THIS. This import is, so what this will import is the zen of Python. We have to do with the philosophy. So here we are going to read what Python is all about, why should we learn Python, and the reason why people learn Python. Press enter. You can see Design of Python by Tim Peter. Says first philosophy says Python is a beautiful code. It's better than other programming languages that are ugly. Explicitly is better than implicit. So simple is better than complex. Complex is better than complicated. So these are what we call Zen of Python. They are telling you how sweet Python is, how easy it is, why people love it, and why you should learn it. Okay, and that is it. So we end this. To quit this, we type quit, open and close brackets, and we quit out of the Python. Now I clear my screen. So ls, so we have that now set up, everything is installed. The next thing is to start up a virtual environment where we can start building our stuff. So to create a virtual environment using a virtualenv, I will type virtualenv and the name of the environment, so I will just call it pen_env. So that will be the name, and I press enter, and that will just create that very quick for us. You see, very pretty cool. If I do ls, we see that directory. So to activate that environment to be on, you type source space bin then activate. Okay, I press tab for autocomplete. That's why it's seen is auto completing by itself. Then I press enter, and you see it has activated. You can look at the bottom here. We now have something like this. You can see here we now have pen_env. So what does this mean is that in the entire system, the system memory, they have created an isolated memory for us where we can run anything we want to run, but it's not actually different from the actual memory. It's still the actual memory in the system, but a separate free space has been created for us, whereby that free space is where our Django app is going to leave, our Python app is going to leave, and every resources we need from the actual system will be copied over to that memory space. That's what virtual environment is all about. So in this virtual environment now, we can install the Django by doing pip3, okay, to be specific, install the Django, and we press enter. That will just install the Django 3 for us. The Django, the latest version of the Django. Now you see is installing the Django. So collecting and installing the Django. So what this does is that it install the latest Django and latest requirements of the Django to be sure that everything has been installed. So we type pip space freeze and we'll press enter. Alright, it's giving us all things that have been installed. Or we can type remove this freeze and type list, and it's going to tell us list of packages and their versions that have been installed. Now you can see the Django is running the latest version 5.2.3. Alright, so that is it. Now we have the Django set up and installed, so we can now start a project. Okay, so at least we'll stop in project, then for our next video we can now continue adding apps, trying to build our HTML and CSS, lodging the stream and all that, creating our admin site, creating our form modules, and trying to collect statics from this course. This tutorial is going to be a very pretty one. So to start up the Django project, we type the Django. Okay, we type the Django admin, we type start projects, then we give the name of the project. So how we call this project, web project. Okay, and I'll put dot. The reason why I love putting dot is that it don't create another subdirectory for me. Alright, so it will create it inside this Python3-tutorial directory where we have this our virtual environment directory. Press enter. Okay, no Django settings specified. Okay, yeah, that was wrong spelling, guys. So you can see I spelled wrong here. I'm supposed to put the T to call it start project. I will press enter, and that creates it. So if I do ls, you can see we have one directory which is the actual project, and we have manage.py. Manage.py is an executable binary, executable code in Python that allows us to launch server, okay, run a server that can actually give us what we want to see in the web. Now we are not building an app today, we're just going to test this web project. So what is a web project? A web project is a project that someone may have at hand, that inside the project might contain different functionalities. Those functionalities and abilities are like the apps. So we change into the web project, we'll see subdirectories here. If I do ls, you're gonna see subdirectories here, or we can type the tree command which shows us how it is being organized in the systems. Okay, so ls here, I will do again. The ASGI is a old way of connecting database or servers to our servers to our the Django project. The init.py is what the Python use. The setting.py is where we do every of our configuration setting, like adding app, database, setting static, medias, securities, adding localhost, and the rest of it. Okay, the URL is how we route to our new app. So what we're gonna do first is, okay, we don't need to do anything for now. All right, we don't need to do anything for now. So what I'm gonna do is to set up everything to work very, very fine. So I'm just gonna set up the admin site, so that we just now execute the admin site. So that's just it for today. So I'll just move one step backward and I clear the screen. ls. So how to set up the admin site here? Now we do Python3 because that is what we are using. We do manage, okay, manage.py, then we do create super user. Okay, then we'll press enter. So that's gonna start. All right, so we have a little bit error here. Let's look at the spelling. Create super user. Okay, Alright, manage.py. Okay, we are supposed to migrate first, so we say migrate first. So we allow that migration first to happen. So when we migrate, then we can now create a super user. So it's going to work now. So it's allowing us to say what name would you like to give it. So I would like to give it pen, which is my name. It's asking me for email address. So my email address is pen. I will just put anything here for now. So .com. So I'll press enter. Given that, I'll just give a simple password, and it's asking me to type it, and that is it. So password is too short, but just for educational sake. So I'll press Y to continue, and that set that successfully. So what now happened is that we have managed to create an admin site. So how do we see if this admin site is running? Type Python. We say Python3 specifically manage.py. Then we type run server. Okay, most people would like to specify a port for themselves, so I would like to do that. I will say 1990, and I'll press enter. Okay, run server was not spelled well, so I normally make typing errors, guys. Really sorry for that. So alright, server, I'll just say 1990. Press enter, and that will start that. Now you can see we have a local host here running on this our port we set 1990. So with this now we can launch this on the web browser. So I will just right click here and open this link with the Firefox. Alright, so wait for the Firefox to open the link. Alright, click. Now Firefox has opened the link. Now you can see this installation successfully works. So the Django is now working. So we can visit the admin site here by doing /admin, and once we press enter, it takes us to the admin site. Very simple. You can see we are receiving requests from the actual place. You see the first one here is the login, the second one here is static to the admin login. Now we have everything. So if I come back here, I can put my name. I can click here and put my name, pen, and go to the password and put the password that I fix, and I click the login, and it takes me, it asks me to save. So I would like to save. It takes me into the admin site. Now you can see this is the admin site. Alright, so I hope you guys love this very well. This is very educative, and there will be more to this as we proceed in the future. So in the next video we are going to add the app, route to the app, do things like add templates, try to write HTML and CSS. Okay, try to build forms, models as the videos proceed in series by series. So I hope you guys love this. So if you love this, make sure you like, share this video, and give me a thumbs up. Put your comment, whatever you think about this, on the comment section. If you want me to be doing more things like this, put it on the comment section. Alright, say your thoughts, guys. You all are free. Okay, see you on my next video. Have a nice day. Be blessed. Bye.